Forbes has released this year's 30 Under 30 Asia list, where 7 Filipinos were recognized as having made an impact in their respective fields, driving positive change on a global scale. One of them is Micaela Helene Reyes, Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Parallax. The prestigious acknowledgement highlighted her significant contributions to the field of financial technology, or FinTech, particularly in revolutionizing cross-border payments. Her visionary approach to FinTech has positioned her company as a key player in the ever-evolving landscape of international payments. Her inclusion in this esteemed list serves as a testament to her remarkable achievements and the impact of her work within the FinTech community. And to tell us more about the FinTech industry, we have here tonight one of Forbes' 30 Under 30 Asia list, Micaela Helene Reyes. Thank you so much for joining us, Mika.
Thanks for having me.
Co-founder and Chief Executive Officer, as I mentioned earlier, of Parallax. Good evening, and congratulations on being included on what an amazing list. Congratulations on that achievement. We have heard so much about what Parallax can do for the FinTech company, and especially for freelancers, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Of course, every great idea starts with inspiration. Can you tell us how this whole idea began, what your inspiration is behind the founding of Parallax, and how this whole journey started?
Yeah, of course. First off, thanks for having me. Very excited to be here. The inspiration for Parallax really manifests through 3 different elements. The first is my desire for impact to a group of users that I care about. Second is the problem that I'm solving and the experience of me being able to go through those problems and witness it myself. And third is a lot of my unique advantages and knowledge that I bring through the industry. So first, the desire for impact, right? I grew up in the Philippines. I was afforded a scholarship. I studied in Philippine Science High School. I went to school in the US, also in scholarship. And I'm very grateful to have had these opportunities, these educational opportunities. And now I find the responsibility to want to give back to a group of people that I care about, Filipinos, people in emerging markets more broadly. And I thought that the best way to make that impact was through tech. And early on, I knew I wanted to be a founder in the tech industry. So here I am with Parallax, making that impact and growing that desire for my impact. Second is working on a problem that I witnessed myself. I worked as a global worker, as a freelancer, experiencing these payments. And as someone that goes back and forth in the Philippines and the US, I've dealt with this problem a lot. And cross-border payments is $1 trillion industry, and excited to be in a huge market making this impact. And third is my unique advantage and my deep knowledge in the blockchain industry in particular, and learning about stablecoins and blockchain and being immersed in this industry through different experts that I'm exposed to and the different projects that I worked in this space allows me the unique advantage to mix all these 3 things together, right? So my desire for impact is what stemmed the desire to help make an impact for people in the Philippines and emerging markets, combined with the unique advantage that I want to take advantage of as a founder and apply it to a problem that is also a very, very big problem to solve in a very big market.
Wow, you said some really, really amazing visionary statements. You know, you like to make an impact, and I think that's where a lot of great ideas start from. First of all, you said you started out as a freelancer. Now, the common problem that freelancers go through is the fact that, you know, we have like lagging payments, the amazingly huge fees that we get, you know, especially cross currencies. You know, these are the crippling experiences that we have as freelancers. First of all, like, how long has this idea been brewing in your mind? How old is Parallax, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, Parallax is about 1.5 years old.
Okay, 1.5 years. So almost a little bit past its infancy, right? What were some challenges that you went through as you were trying to get through and create Parallax as an actual company?
Yeah, there's a first thing that comes to mind where every fintech company that you talk to, we're dealing with a lot of partners and working with different partners and vendors in our infrastructure, right? So that deals with a lot of building due diligence, making sure we have the right relationships that we're building for the long term. And initially, it's hard to get started and make sure you show that trust to these partners that they work with you. I believe right now we're at a very good place with Parallax where we're working with these partners and have built really strong relationships with them. The second is trust building with our users. Within the fintech world, we're moving money, right? And it's hard to build trust as a small startup where we're competing with these incumbents when it comes to moving money for our users, right? But we've built a really, really great product with a really strong user experience that our users love and continue to come back to us for. And building that trust initially with media exposure, but also really investing in our product is really important. And the last thing is compliance. If you talk to any fintech founder or any fintech company for that matter, I'm sure they'll have stories of scammers coming into their platform or fraudsters, people who are laundering money and doing it in very creative ways. So a lot of these bad actors we need to make sure are not coming into our platforms. And Parallax is continuing to invest in these compliance resources to make sure that we keep our platform, but also the rest of our users safe.
And you have some massive investors in your roster. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I think that there is so many more people and companies that would invest eventually. But what would you say Parallax is, or how does it par up, versus all the other common companies? Of course, I'm going to mention them, okay, like PayPal or Wise and all the others. How would you say you guys are set apart from those payment applications?
Yeah. The biggest thing that we're built on top of is the blockchain, right? And so I'd say that's the number one thing that differentiates Parallax with all these incumbents and traditional payment players in the global payment space. And on top of the blockchain, we're particularly using stablecoins to move money cheaper and more efficiently. So I'd say we're building and bringing the blockchain and the power of stablecoins to an age-old problem, right? So I like to say we're using new age technology and applying it to age-old problems. And I'm really excited for not only the existing experience that we have, where we take away the complexities and the complications of what the blockchain and stablecoin industry promotes today, but eventually applying that and the notion of financial access to the rest of our users and our user base.
Okay. Not everybody at this point understands really what stablecoins means.
Yeah.
So for the benefit of those who have never heard about, say for example, even cryptocurrency or blockchain technology, how would you describe what the stable coins are, and how do you use it and apply it in Parallax?
Yeah. Stablecoins are a type of cryptocurrency that is pegged to the dollar.
Okay.
An example of a stablecoin is USDC. So it holds the value of the dollar. And how we use it at Parallax is we allow our users to effectively receive USD as if they were receiving a USD payment from a client or employer in the States. It's held in the US dollar currency and the value of the US dollar, which they can then convert into other stablecoins if they want, or convert into peso at market rates and the current exchange rates.
So is this also one of the reasons why you're able to remove a lot of the current crippling fees that other payment applications have?
Yeah. Traditionally, how cross-border payments works is banks, right, are passing in the dollars that you receive from one country to another country to another country to another country until effectively it arrives in that country's local bank or the person's local bank. But every pass is a fee taken from that bank, or a day that takes the dollar to peso, right? So what stablecoins and the blockchain helps do is take away all those fees, take away all the middlemen in between, so that effectively you receive your dollars in pesos in much faster speeds and cheaper rates.
Okay, so say for example, I am a freelancer in the Philippines and I finished a job today and I'm expecting payment today. How soon can I receive it? Is it within a 1 to 3 day time span, or is it within hours, minutes? What are we expecting here?
Yeah, so what we effectively do for our users today is we allow them to receive USD account details, right? So in this case, it's ACH account details, wire transfer details. their client or employer will then issue a payment from their receiving bank or sending bank in the US. That typically takes a couple days because we're still bound by the fiat rails in that country. But effectively, once they receive it in the Parallax balance, they can withdraw it, and it can be instant. Within 1 to 2 minutes, they can receive it in their peso bank, or much faster than that. So eventually, what we're also going to be able to do is allow the employers and the clients to be a part of the Parallax network, and sending money in between will be as quick as 5 seconds. We're excited to bring that experience.
Wow.
That's a big thing that we're investing in right now.
Okay, wow, that's great. I mean, I did get a start in this industry by freelancing myself, and a huge chunk of the population of the Philippines and around the world is really based and bolstered by freelancers. So I absolutely understand. I'm not going to name names, but yeah, there are some intense fees out there from I would say well-known companies, but sometimes we have no choice. So companies like yours are refreshing change, and I'm very interested to get started. But before that, you being part of the Forbes 30 under 30 Asia list, I think that is something to be, I would say, it's something to be really proud of. And as a fellow Filipino, that's, it's Filipino pride right there. How has this recognition impacted you, and I would say your company and the fintech community?
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful to have gotten the recognition. And in particular, I'm very grateful that on the day that the award came out and days after, we got an influx of users into our platform. So that feeds into our business, which I'm very excited about. The media exposure also helps with this trust building, right? So now that we're recognized, or I myself am recognized, I am also able to build that trust for our users who might be hesitant to use our products, now have this validation externally. Ultimately, though, I find that this award is just one stepping stone, right? I feel like there's still so much to do. And to me, it's not quite success, right? Although externally it can feel that way. To me, success is not the accolades, it's not the social media following, it's the impact that we can make on our users. And I'm excited that this award helps us grow our usage so that we can grow our impact and grow that more deeply with our users as well.
Wonderful. What do you think the future holds for Parallax? I mean, you guys are only 1.5 years old, but there are ever-evolving trends in the fintech world. So how do you plan to address that? Yeah.
The biggest trend that I'm very excited about, and I've talked about already, is in stablecoin blockchain world. So excited for that growth and continued growth for Parallax as well. The other thing I'm really excited about in the fintech world is the trend of AI. As an example, I'm very excited about how AI can be applied to problems in the fintech space, especially compliance. Right? So to give an example, compliance, when we find that a user is doing suspicious transactions on our platform, an alert comes into our system, and a person from our team has to manually review that alert. We have to look at the history of transactions, we have to do due diligence on this user, we have to look at their online profiles, right? And that takes a lot of time. It might take hours for us to do that. But with AI and the growth of the tools for AI, what can usually take an hour might be reduced to 5 minutes. And that frees up a lot of time for our compliance team to do higher leverage things, right? So I'm very excited to see how that can be applied to fintech, and also how Parallax is able to leverage that.
Wow, we are so excited for the future of Parallax. We would like you to invite everybody out there to, how to get started on the platform, and of course, thank you so much for your time here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks everyone for having me. I'm very excited to share the goodness of Parallax to more users. If you're looking for international payment solutions, go to withparallax.com, sign up, and send us your feedback. We're open to hearing everything.
All right, many thanks, Mika Reyes. We are looking forward to the development of Parallax and the future of fintech. Thank you.